We're here at the Mobile Marketing Association's big Singapore event, and one of the speakers, the keynote speakers, is Tomi Ahonen, who is a renowned author, consultant and motivational speaker, and you write a lot of books. Tomi, welcome. Good to see you again. What are you doing here at this MMA event in Singapore? I
was asked to come and talk. I do MMA events all around the world, and I was asked to talk about the rest of the world. Asia is very exciting. A lot of the marketing innovations headed by Japan, but also by India here in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Very exciting. But there is a world outside of Asia. And we do see, especially recently, after the iPhone, the Americans have woken up to mobile. There's a lot of innovation still coming from Scandinavia, Africa, Latin America, and so forth. So the MMA asked me to come and give a view to the rest of the world and give a couple of case studies of what I think are cool examples from the rest of the world.
And give us an example of one of those cool examples, for example.
Well, I think one of the really exciting, magical examples, the one that I ended my presentation, Tesco's, the supermarket in England, they offer a very simple application onto your phone to let you do your shopping list. So if you remember to buy your milk and your Coca-Cola and your cornflakes, put it on your shopping list. But then, when you go to the store, the shopping list knows the store, knows your list, and knows in what order the stuffs are in the aisles. It will rearrange the shopping list so that cornflakes is in aisle number 2, Pepsi comes in aisle number 6. It puts your list in the right order. This is magical. These are simple things that make life better, make life easier, and are wonderful in the sense of understanding mobile marketing is so much more than just sending you a coupon.
How much of an impact has devices like the iPhone and the surge in applications made in the mobile marketing space?
It's a kind of a dichotomy. On the one hand, the iPhone especially, but also now the Android devices and all the other smartphones are energizing the media space, energizing the advertising space, the IT industry, the retail industry, the banking industry. They all believe in mobile. We, the technologists, believed in very basic WAP phones when the very simple VGA quality camera phones came. We believed in it then, but they didn't. When they saw the iPhone, now they believe. So that is very good. Now the sad thing is that except for a couple of countries like Singapore or the Arab Emirates, most countries don't have majority of phones being smartphones. Most countries, they still are basic phones around the world. So we cannot do smartphone-based marketing. It's not a mass market proposition. So we get a lot of innovation with the apps. But the basic marketing still needs to be done on SMS, on MMS, on voice services, on mobile web, on rather simple services. And so in that sense, I think there are lots of really cool stories. I could talk about augmented reality butterflies from Japan or things like that. But these are always tiny niche markets because most people don't have those phones yet.
Who is making the most impact on mobile marketing at the moment? And are we seeing people working together? You mentioned the phone companies, the manufacturers of handsets, the advertisers. Are they, and the banks again? They're all seem to be going at it separately. Are they starting to work together for once?
A little bit. It is coming together, but for the most part, the engineers of the telecoms industry have an obligation to keep this network up. So they are not the most creative people. They're the kind of people who are very meticulous to make sure that every single digit talks to every single digit, every single penny gets charged, every single item comes to our phone bill, and so forth. That kind of person is not very creative. At the other extreme, we have the advertising industry. These are people who don't wear suits, who come in, work at crazy hours with ponytails, and every single time you have a meeting with them, they have a radical new idea and they throw all the old work away, etc. These are completely different cultures. What we are seeing is a lot of innovation coming from the media industries, especially from the creative industries, Hollywood, television, etc. But that's a struggle for the traditional industries in the places of building the networks, of managing the networks, of the handsets, etc., to adjust to that. So it is a conflict which we are seeing and a great opportunity for a lot of innovation in that space. Then we see some very traditional industries walking into this place, like the banking industry, which is still in some places dealing with checks and talking about, oh, the camera phone can actually photograph the check so that we can make that digital transition more convenient, where at the other extreme we have eliminated cash completely. The Swedish parliament was the first parliament in the world to start the discussion on the elimination of cash. because of mobile money. So an extremely conservative industry is now waking up to this opportunity.
It's like worlds colliding.
It is worlds colliding. I've measured the industries and found that, very conservatively measuring, the collision is worth $5 trillion. If we take the world automobile industry, is only $1 trillion. If we take the world food industry, it's about $2.5 trillion. But the collision we are looking at, media colliding with the internet, colliding with banking, colliding with advertising, colliding with telecoms, a $5 trillion industry. So it's the biggest economic opportunity of our lifetime, of your viewers. So they're in the right place.
Tomi, thanks for being with me. It's always stimulating to have a chat with you.
It's always a pleasure.